Okay, I was gonna actually ignore this idiot. Um, what that interview Dr. Umar Johnson did on the Joe Budden uh, um, podcast. Excuse me. Yeah, this guy's got me so. Good grief. Um, Here's my thing. He wants to go in on the Eminem thing. That's one thing. That's his opinion. Although his opinion is wrong. Now, is Eminem the greatest rapper of all time? That's debatable. Is he one of the greatest? Absolutely. And his argument against it, all I got to say is, if that's the case, you're giving ammunition to so-called white nationalists or right-wingers who, quite frankly, would rather see Darius Rucker not in country music, would rather see no black artists like Living Color, the ones that made CM Punk's theme Cult the Personality. Yeah, that's an all-black rock band. Would rather not even see them. So in a way, you're giving them a platform to argue because they claim that's their music. Of course, Dr. Umar probably would turn it to, no, we invented rock and roll. Of course, Black Dr. Umar probably would say we invented the toilet and the way the piss, but that's another story. But this one caught my attention. When he said Vanessa Bryant inherited Kobe Bryant's wealth and has not given a dime to the African American community. First of all, this ain't the 1940s, 50s, or 60s, or even 70s. Everybody these days have more opportunities than ever to make something for themselves, including black folks. Now, if I said that there was no racism, I'd be stupid. Yes, there is. But it's more like a speed bump now than an actual roadblock. It's not the roadblock it was. Let me put it that way. As for what he said about Vanessa Bryant should give to the black community with Kobe's money that she inherited from a black man. Look at Kobe Bryant's history, Mr. Umar. Kobe Bryant's history does not show him being towards just the black community. Kobe Bryant's history shows him being more of a world global type person. The man was born in Italy. He learned English, Spanish, and Italian. He grew up in California. The guy was known to get along with everybody, not just black folks. And the schools that he had dealings with are the same schools Vanessa's giving money to or setting up programs with. And in a lot of ways, she's keeping Kobe's name alive. Furthermore, personally as a man, I found him attacking this woman for not giving to the black community with his will. First of all, it's her damn money. She inherited from her husband that she sadly lost, along with one of her daughters. Man, first of all, to quote one of my friends, in fact, it's member of Club Atlantis, Prince GMO, this shows a real lack of manhood right here. I know there's probably going to be people coming to this video defending Dr. Umar Johnson, saying, oh, he's preaching the truth. He's preaching the truth. Y'all some weak-minded fools that are so beat up mentally, you will fall for anything as long as it's a black man saying it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know it looks colorful. I know it makes you feel a certain way. But to me, what's the difference between some of you and white folks that follow Donald Trump on every word? Even though I'd say 3/4 of what he says is bull. I look at them the same way. And then he used examples like Marvelous Marvin Hagler when his white wife inherited his money. Has she given back to the black community? I'll boil it down. I could break it down to many, many levels, but I'm going to boil it down to a simple phrase. It's none of your business. At the end of the day, what Marvelous Marvin Hagler's widow, who is white, what Kobe Bryant's wife, who is Spanish, I believe, or she's definitely Hispanic, Latino, what they choose to do with their husband's money or their former husband's money is their business. It's like this guy's got all this time to try to referee what another black man earned and act like our first responsibility is to the black community. No, it ain't. Especially if they got a wife and kid or kids. Their first responsibility, and this is any man in any community, their first responsibility is to that wife and kid or kids, as it were. It is not necessarily to the community. It is to those wife and kids first, then the community. If he chooses to. And he don't have to. Nobody has to. People do because they want to do. It's kind of like the phrase in Rocky 3 when Paulie, played by the late Burt Young, was talking about how he owe. And Rocky just went, friends don't owe. They do because they want to do. Vanessa Bryant inherited that money from Kobe. What she chooses to do with it is her business. And again, as a man, I think that's very cowardly to go after a woman over how much money she inherited from her husband. She wasn't a baby mama. She was a wife. And she lost her husband and her oldest daughter. I mean, I'm kind of tongue-tied in this video, and I apologize for that. But I ain't gonna lie. Dr. Umar, and I'm not gonna edit much in this, Dr. Umar pissed me off in this video with what he said. I'm like, you so worried about what another man earned and left for his wife and children. In other words, get your hand out my pocket. You more worried about what another black man earned, and you have collected how many millions of dollars in donations to build a school which isn't accredited, by the way, by any legalized institution. Which, by the way, these HBCUs that you keep claiming, I almost called her Vanessa Williams, Vanessa Bryant should donate to, at least they're accredited. Where's your school, first of all? And if you got one, why is it? It will never be accredited because you refuse to go through the proper channels. Because you know what you are, personally to me, and this is only my own opinion, at the very least, you're shifty. You're not much better than some of these dudes out here on the streets. You just got a bigger mouth and a bigger platform. That's the only difference. And you trying to tell somebody what they should be doing with their money, it's their money. They want to blow it away by blowing it up their nose. That's on them. It's stupid, but that's on them. It's their money. It ain't your money. Why is it that people, and I always say this, why is it that people who don't have money or don't got no money always want to tell somebody else who got money what to do with their money? I mean, if you don't sit down and go on somewhere, and why would she ever talk to you? Especially after the way you yelled about her. I guarantee you, she probably never even heard of you. And if she had, she probably wouldn't want to talk to you. After you insulted her, and quite frankly, Marvin Hagler's widow, off of that. And let me ask you this. Is he questioning Juanita Jordan, Michael Jordan's ex-wife, after that big settlement that she got back in the 2000 or the 2010, somewhere in there? Is he questioning what she's giving to the black community? No. I'll tell you why. Because Dr. Umar Johnson, or as somebody else I read called him, Dr. Umar John Simp, he very rarely goes in on black women. Rarely. Very rarely goes in on black women. So, to me, I'm like, leave that woman alone. Worry about your own backyard. Isn't this the same dude that was practically all but lusting like she was a walking T-bone steak after Serena Williams talking about that European can't handle all that thickness? You don't know what that white boy can handle. Well, got 6 degrees, but still out here like a pimp hustler. Talking about you the King Kong of black consciousness. Get out of here. You're just a moron that learned enough to be dangerous, in my opinion. Anyway, yeah, this was kind of turns my stomach. Don't go after a widowed woman. Man, you. I'm out.